Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on the very new Hydro Grip Gel Tints. So I have them right here and they just launched, bonitas. So I'm going to be putting them to the test on my rosacea sensitive oily skin. A ver cómo nos va el día de hoy. Let's see how it goes today. And then, you know, we can figure out if this is something you would want to check out or not. So keep watching, bonitas. So I already went ahead and moisturized the skin. We are ready to put this skin tint on this face. I do want to read a little bit about the skin tint because this is kind of like the sister of the iconic Hydro Grip Primer by Milk. So now we have a skin tint. So they did send over two shades. They sent over the shade 7 and the shade 8. I do want to swatch them for mis bonitas. Oh, this is it's a liquidy product, bonitas. So just keep that in mind. She is messy. Oh, so this one is the shade 7 and we're gonna kind of melt her in. Very pigmented skin tint, I have to say. I do also have a review on this on my short content. I already tested it out. See, this is something that I don't know if I like. Can you guys see that? Look, it's literally the product is just, it's very messy. This is the shade 8. So you bonitas can see 7 and 8. Yesterday when I did review this for my short content, I did use the shade 8. I think that's a better match than the shade 7. The shade 7 is a little bit lighter. The shade 8 has some warmth in there. So we're gonna be using the shade 8. I do wanna read a little bit about the skin tint as we apply this onto the skin. This does come in 16 shades. It's a 12-hour hydrating gel skin tint. It retails for $36. The shade I'm using is 8, medium neutral to warm. This is clean at Sephora. It contains niacinamide. It's non-comedogenic, so it will not clog the pores. It's also vegan, light coverage, and long wearing. It's a hydrating gel skin tint with triple powered hyaluronic acid and buildable light to medium coverage for a natural dewy finish. This is a gel formula. So let's go ahead and take that shade 8. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it like this. Like I said, be careful, it's a messy product. I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush. They did send over a brush as well. And I'm gonna begin pressing it into the skin like so. As you can see, it is a very, very hydrating product. So if you love that good hydration, you're going to really enjoy this. Something else that I saw about this product that I did really appreciate is the fact that it has really great coverage. Mira, this is the side with the skin tint. This is the side with no skin tint. Immediately it covers right away. Redness is always something I'm looking to cover if I am wearing a skin tint or a foundation. So that is definitely a plus, a very big plus. And it just gets the job done in terms of coverage. Even though it does claim to be a light coverage, I do feel like this is more so medium coverage, like more so of a buildable coverage. I don't think it's as light as you may think. Obviously, you can go in with less to, you know, make it a little bit more of that natural finish. But just so you know, you will get great coverage with this. It also does feel lightweight. It does have that gel consistency in there, so I feel like it takes time to dry down. It doesn't dry down immediately for me. It more so offers like a very like dewy type of feel when you first apply. You can see that. So that's just something to note for my people that, you know, have oily skin or, you know, are curious to see like how hydrating this is, how dewy this will get. That is very, very important. So you can see without. Also, this color is great. Like this is a really, really good match. If you are around the same complexion as me, I would definitely recommend this color. But you can see it's glowing, like she is glowy. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm going to take the product on this side of the face. And I'm going to take a damp sponge and I'm going to blend it out to see how it does with a damp sponge. If it'll look a little bit more sheer, just any similarities or differences, you know? Look at that. What are we thinking? It looks nice, looks healthy. Still gives good coverage though, even with a damp sponge. I feel like sometimes with skin tints, a damp sponge can sheer it out a little bit more, but I still think that the coverage is there for sure. Okay, then I'm also gonna take some up here just to cover some of that forehead. And I do want to read a little bit about the highlighting ingredients. So this contains triple powered hyaluronic acid, which combines 3 molecular weights to deeply hydrate and support your skin barrier. It does have niacinamide, squalane, and aloe water to help boost moisture and visibly smooth skin. Blue agave extract to keep makeup gripped onto for 12 hours to prevent fading and creasing. So that all sounds very, very great. I love when products have aloe water because aloe is so nice on my sensitive rosacea skin, so I know that'll be good. This also is fragrance free, which is another good thing. But you can see we are glowy. Glowy, glowy, glowy. I will say, bonitas, for me personally, even though I do have oily skin, I can appreciate the hydration right now. It is freezing outside here in Maryland. I'm walking my dog every day and I am freezing. Thank goodness for my Levi coat. But I have to say my skin really loves this extra hydration right now. Even though it's very glowy, and you know, if you have oily skin, this is like us after what, 6-7 hours. But I can appreciate just getting that extra hydration in my skin because my skin can get dry right now that it is winter. So I'm not too mad at it. Would I think this is my favorite product once we move into summer, and then that's when I'm really picking up dew? I may not reach for this as much then, but right now that it's cold, I can appreciate a product with good hydration. Obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and really show you the wear test and everything, but I would say for somebody with oily skin, you're going to want to set this product so that it really gives you a little bit of longer wear. And you guys will see that once I finish up, but this is what we're looking like. It looks very pretty, very glowy, you know. I think if you have dry skin, you're going to love this dewiness. But that's what it's looking like. Something I don't like about it is the fact that it is sticky. It is a grip product, so in a way it's good because everything else that you layer on top will grip really nicely. Then once you set it, it'll just, everything will be locked into place. But it is a little annoying to have a tacky consistency, at least for me. So that's just another thing that I wanted to point out. But this is what it's looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the rest of this face, and I will be right back, bonita, so we can do our first initial thoughts and get the day started. I am back. Right now it is 9:37 in the morning, and I have put on this full face of makeup using the new Milk skin tint. So I want to talk about a few things. Number one, I really like how this worked with all my products. I used cream blush, I used powders, and I feel like everything blended really nicely into the skin. I feel like this Hydro Grip skin tint really allows for everything to layer and grip onto it so well because it is a tacky consistency. Therefore, everything that lays on top is really going to sit on the skin. Now, it took time to dry. I actually did go ahead and go in with some powder. I just am using my little powder puff, and I am kind of dabbing little areas where I personally get dewy, so you can see. I also do want to point out, in case you're wondering, okay, I want to see how it did when you didn't apply powder. My short version of this just shows how this looks without powder. For this long version, I do want to include powder because for me as an oily skin girl, in a typical day, I would go in with a powder once I'm done the makeup just to set everything into place. I also do want to do this because for anybody that has oily skin and they may be like, you know what, I still want to try it even though it is a more luminous product, just know you can, oh, there's a little hair right here that's bugging me. Just know that you can go in and still be able to use this product using your own products that work well. So I just want to see how it does with the powder and see if there is a difference. So I'm just going in and just blotting it, and see, it still looks very beautiful. Even if you do go in and set it with a powder, it has a very nice finish. With no powder or not setting it at all, I think you will need to, because you guys saw this does look like hour 6 of us oily skin people. But for people that have dry skin and want that glow, they want that luminosity, you don't need to go in and set. It'll look fantastic. Or you could just go in and set with a spray or something. But you do get a really pretty finish with this once you go in and set with your favorite powder, which I really do like. So that's pretty much it that I have for now that I wanted to share and explain to you, bonitas. The color looks fantastic, didn't oxidize. So I would say if you are around my complexion, I would go in with shade 8. So I'm gonna go ahead, carry on with the rest of my day. I will also do an in natural lighting clip so you guys can see how this looks up close and personal. And then of course my final thoughts of the day to let you guys know if this is something I would recommend you checking out and who I would recommend this for. But I think so far we kind of get a good idea of who's gonna like it better, definitely my dry skin people. But I am curious to see how it'll do for me as oily skin once it's been quite a few hours after using a setting powder to set this product. So, así se ve. Oh, also I'll have all the products that I used on my face linked down below in my description box so you guys can check them out. I've been really obsessed with the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. That has been like my go-to with the, those mauve cool tones. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go y las veo pronto. Here is the skin tint in natural lighting. I wanted to show you, bonitas, how it looks. Definitely has a healthy glow to it still, even with setting it, but I do like the color of it. I think it matches me perfectly, which is good. The lighting kind of changed a little bit, but you can see King in the back. I think for every day, a skin tint, it definitely does have a very beautiful finish, which I very much so appreciate. So I will see you at the end of the day for my final thoughts. It is 6:38 p.m. and this is what the complexion looks like. So as somebody with oily skin, we are looking dewy. We're looking dewy. I have to say, for somebody with dry to normal skin, I think you'll love this dewy situation. You'll love it. I do think that if you have oily skin, this is what it's gonna look like. So you're not gonna like it. Do I think it's a pretty product when I first apply it? Yes. I think that if I were to continue wearing this or wanted to continue wearing this, I'm definitely going to have to blot it. I'm gonna have to do something to it, but you guys can see what this looks like. The main areas where I get very dewy are this T-zone. So for me, I would have to blot all this. And even when I do blot it, I appreciate the fact that the product doesn't remove. So that's definitely a good thing, that it doesn't remove. But I definitely don't think this is something that if you have oily skin you'll want to gravitate towards, because you will be looking very oily at the end of the day. It's definitely a product for my people that want to glow, that have dry skin, that have normal skin. But what I am very impressed with is the fact that this offers really great coverage. Even though it does claim to be light to medium coverage, it covered my rosacea immediately and also worked well with my sensitive skin. It didn't irritate my skin, but as an oily skin person, this definitely wouldn't be my first choice to gravitate towards for keeping me nice and matte and in place, or nice and just oil free and in place. We are going to be looking dewy, and even with me setting it with some powder, I still get dewy at the end of the day. So I would say yes for dry to normal skin, not so much of a yes for somebody with oily skin. But let me know, bonitas, even if you have oily skin, is this something you would want to wear? Because like I said, I don't mind wearing more hydrating products when it's cold out, because my skin, certain areas can get very dry. And I feel like this brings back that hydration. Obviously, if I were to wear this, I would have to go in and blot a few times throughout the day so that I don't look too dewy. But at the end of the day, you have to kind of weigh that out. Is that something you're willing to do? Would you rather just go with something more matte if you have oily skin? But for my dry skin people, my normal skin people, I think this is the product for you. And just how Milk came out with their Hydro Grip primer and then they came out with a matte primer, maybe they'll bring us a matte skin tint one of these days for us oily skin people. But I think that the coverage in this is nice. And I'm actually going to be heading out in a little bit, so I'm just gonna have to retouch it because I don't feel like redoing my makeup. And to be honest, I think even though it's looking dewy, I like the fact that it's still on. It didn't budge. You know what I mean? Like it's a skin tint, but it's still on and in place. So that's a good thing too. So let me know your thoughts, bonitas. Is this something that you want to check out or not? I hope that this video was super helpful for you to make an opinion and to figure out if this is something you're going to be purchasing. But if you do want to purchase this and you are around my complexion, this shade 8 I think is a really good match. So yeah, that's pretty much it, bonitas. I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto. Adios.